How's everybody doing? Hope you're well. Please go in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from if you can. Thank you. We are set to do this 90 days to 100K. I am thrilled. It's the beginning of the last quarter, which we know is the second best quarter of the year. So if you've got your notepad out, please make a note that all of your aha moments should be on the left-hand side of that notepad, and all of your action items should be on the right. So be very, very intentional today about putting down the action items that you're going to put into play. That is a key to your success right now. Sitting here talking to me and learning this stuff is great, but if you do not put any of this into action, I'm sorry, that just to me is like a wasted hour, right? And I love when people call me and they say, I love your content and I love your stories and I love your successful ideas and your energy and all this stuff. But what I love more is when you text me or DM me or send me an email and say, I did this and I got 5 listing appointments. That's like my favorite thing in the world. So if you're not taking notes in a way that says, I'm going to put this stuff into action, please do. This is going to change your life. This is not about making life harder. It's about making it smarter, having a better plan, having a strategy. Okay. I did a session yesterday. And it was like, everybody just sat there going, oh my gosh, I've never looked at my business like this before. I get it. I know that. I know you don't look at it the way that I'm sharing it with you because you're in what I call crisis selling mode. And so crisis selling mode is winging it. It's not having a plan and it's hoping, right? Those things, winging it, no plan and hope is going to make you just do the business that's coming at you, if any. And so today changes that. If you're interested in putting in a little bit of hard work, right? A little bit of hard work, you will succeed. The 90 days to 100K plan is literally designed to do that. Help you create $100,000 in income. Whether that takes you more than 90 days or not, I really don't care. Like I'm about ridiculous goal setting. I'm about having you create goals that you immediately say, oh my God, that's crazy. But if you haven't read the book, 10X is easier than 2X, please write that down. Download that book on Audible and start listening to it because it's exactly I wouldn't say exact, but a lot of it is definitely in line with what I coach and teach, which is it's a lot easier to double your business. It's a lot easier to triple or 10X your business. Think about this. I did a coaching call with an agent. We 10X'd her business in one coaching call. 10X'd it, right? How? Because you put together my goal, my pipeline, and then an action plan. But if you're not thinking 10X, you're not going to get 10X results. Why are 10X results so awesome? Because here's the deal. If you shoot for the moon, right? I'd rather you shoot for the moon and land on some stars than shoot for the flagpole outside, right? And hit the flagpole. The flag is a great thing. I love the flag. It has nothing to do with the flag. It's the height of the flagpole. If your goals are 150 and your next goal was 200, which I don't think is high enough, right? And then you had some crazy goal of 400 and you were shooting for 400, you're going to surpass 150. That's the type of mindset I need you to adopt. These are not hard concepts. What happens is you don't believe. And if you don't believe what I'm saying can happen for you, it doesn't matter what I say, does it? Because I could tell you all day you can do this, but unless you believe it first, we're actually not going to have any success. So this is literally about setting the tone right now for the best quarter and ultimately, in my opinion, the best first quarter of 2026. And why do I talk about the first quarter of 2026? Because what you're doing right now is going to be the success you have in the first quarter. 90-day rule says that what you're doing now is going to create the revenue income you have, the commission sales that close, all of your closings that happen in January. So write down a number right now. I want you to write down, actually, I want you to write down a number that you'd like to make in January. Now, if you think that's unattainable, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. I want you to write that number down. I want you to look at it and say, I can make, there's no reason that you can't make whatever that number is. I don't know if you put down, I don't know which number you put down, right? If you have a goal to make twice what you made last quarter, I don't think that's crazy. Do you even know what you made in the last quarter, which was the third quarter? Or are you sort of winging your numbers too? Like most agents don't know their numbers. How do you know where you're going if you don't know your numbers to start with? Okay. So I need you to look at, where did you come from? What did you do this year so far? Know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, anything I say is not going to have an impact on you. Okay. So maybe on your first list of items to-do list is 1, write down your year-to-date stats. How many listings, how many sales, what's in pending. Number 2, do the goal line pipeline. Number 3, set a goal for the fourth quarter of this year, which, we know that the fourth quarter is the second best quarter of the year. If you did not know that, I will share it with you again. The last quarter of the year, right? The one we're in right now is the second best quarter ever. And I'm going to tell you why, right? Every agent is getting out of the business after Halloween, right? Not you. You're actually staying in till December 31st. Everybody says, I'm exhausted this year. And they just write off the rest of the year. I want you to say, I could get 6 closings between now and the end of the year. I could do 6 closings each month if you really wanted to, right? In November, I was on a team. I didn't have a big team, right? I had in November, I had 13 listings in November. I have no idea what happened. It was not it was not one of the crazy months, years that we've seen. It was literally bizarre. And I looked back at what I had been doing 90 days before that. And I was sending out, CMAs to everybody. I was doing a ton of open houses. I had so much business in the pipeline that when I looked at, why did I have 13 listings in November? I did not ever do more than 8. That was like, this is crazy. 13 listings in 1 month. That's nuts. But this is how you can be hyper strategic. Are you actually strategic, or are you just sort of winging it? I want you to have a plan. I want that plan to include right here, having a 10X action plan. Look at going from whatever you made. If you made $10,000 in a quarter, okay, I don't know how many deals that is. That could be 3 deals. You sold 3 houses in a 3-month period. Or you did 1 deal at 10 grand in a 3-month period. I don't know your numbers. You should know them. But what if you 10X that for a quarter? That's what I'm talking about doing. Going from 90 days to 100K. I'm not talking about closings, by the way. I'm talking about new under contract, right? How can you put a plan in place that's so specific that you actually see the results of generating 75 to 100K in the next 3 months instead of 100K in 12 months? Well, it's right here. It can happen. You just need to have a plan. So before I forget, we just launched the Sherri Johnson Show. It's my new podcast. It's actually, guys, it's so fantastic. The people I have been interviewing are so amazing that I'm getting emails, I'm getting texts. The Sherri Johnson Show, it's on all podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple. Go check it out. Leave a review, rate us, share it with a friend, but start listening today. I feel like it's 10 episodes. I feel like there are 10 episodes right now. If you haven't checked it out, please go listen to it. And I just had a guy on there. I have to share this with you. If you're into AI right now, mildly, I don't want you spending too much time on AI, right? Because we can go down that rabbit hole of shiny object syndrome of not selling any houses, but knowing everything about AI. But this guy is an agent in Pennsylvania. phenomenal approach to using AI to be extremely more efficient, more productive, adding more value to his customers, staging houses with AI. He's got the Meta glasses. If you don't know what those are, literally there's cameras in the glasses. He can take phone calls and shoot texts and photos from these glasses. It's unbelievable. His name is Nick Fagley. He is in Pennsylvania. I interviewed him. He's one of the first 6, 8, 10 episodes. You'll love it. So make a note to download my new podcast. Of course, this one is called The Sherri Johnson Show. The other one is You Rock. And that one's still really good. Like, you know, I just had a client, she did a $1.8 million deal. She got a $1.8 million sale together from listening to the podcast. Right from there, she joined coaching. I think there's are about 322 episodes or more on this. There's great value, some good interviews as well. Take a look at it. Okay. Now I want you to realize that you are literally one decision away from changing your whole life. Okay. One decision away from changing your entire life. And that is how you perceive your real estate business. You know, I always had this slide. I got to bring it back. It said, you are the CEO of your business. And that doesn't mean chief executive. I can't stand that. What it really means is chief executing. You need to be executing all day, every day, a plan. The chief executing officer. That's what we really should call a CEO. Okay. Because that's what is required. We have to have massive action. You know, high energy equals high results. Low energy, low results. If you are not throwing yourself into the front of the pack in the I'm doing this, I don't care, I will until, like, are you really committed versus interested? And that's an interesting concept. Write that down. Like, are you interested in real estate or are you committed to real estate? Right? Your entire family, in some cases, you are the primary income earner. And you know, I have to make X to live and X or Y or whatever number to pay for this, to pay for that, to pay for college, to pay whatever living expense, whatever that is. Financial freedom looks different to everybody, right? If you're plateaued right now, if you are at a point where you're just like, I just do the business that comes to me, listen, I get it. But top agents and experienced agents alike will say to me, gosh, if I just did gold mine pipeline, I could bring in another $8 to $10 million of business. Yes, you could, right? What's another $5 million of business do for you, right? $5 million in GCI terms is 150 grand at 3%, right? 3% times 5 million would be $150,000 of GCI to your top line. Take your split out of that. If you're at 100% or you're capped or whatever, take that and say, what does that do to my life? What's another 150 grand or 200,000 or $300,000 do to your life? The mindset is yours to have. I don't know where your mindset is, and I don't know what you need to do to change it to get into the mode of thinking big, thinking really big, thinking bigger than realistic. No one gets excited about realistic goals. I'm sorry, they just don't. If you're going to have a conversation with me right now about going from, 0 to 100K or making 10 grand a quarter to making $100,000 a quarter, that is a 10x goal. Okay. Do you think in 10x, and again, I mentioned 10x is easier than 2x. If you've not listened to that book or read it, please put it on the list of things you're going to do because it will change the way you think. I'm here to change the way you think, right? Success is not measured in so much as what you do compared to other people. So stop comparing yourself to other people and ask yourself, what do I have to do to dig down deep inside to be a better performer, to be a better, pro athlete in real estate? What do I need to do? Who do I need to remove from my life? What are the things I need to take out that are not serving me? I had to do that recently with a lot of personal relationships. Dragging you down, right? Are we really living your full potential? I need you to ask yourself that because anything I tell you now will only work if you have the right mindset. And I can't change your mindset, only you can. I could talk about it. I transform people to realize they should be thinking bigger. And you're here today because you want to think bigger. What if you just did, and part of the plan is to do at least one more deal a month. Part of your plan, though, might require that you have to do 3 more deals a month to hit 100K, depending on your average sell price. So we'll get to that in a minute. But what if you were to really re-engineer? I interviewed a woman, also fantastic, this week on my podcast. Her name is Wendy Goss, Goss. She went from an average sell price of 300 to 500,000 to, get this, $950 to $12 million a listing. You heard me, $12 million listing. She said, I don't belong to a country club. I don't play golf. I do not play tennis, and I hate all of that stuff, and I will never do it because it's not me. But I increased my average sell price because I decided and had a moment in her life where she said, I'm doing luxury. And in I think she's in Las Vegas, Nevada, went out, failed a few times, but learned everything she needed to get 13 more listings over $1 million. Talk about giving yourself a raise. What if you could write down a strategy right now? It starts with having this idea. What if you wanted to do 10 more listings, right? And you wanted 4 of them to be over $1 million. Could we do that? Yes. Even if you've never done that before. So I need you to write it down, and then let's go make it happen. This is so, I would say it's easy. It's easy, hard work, right? Like, you just need a strategy. If you don't have a strategy, you're just going to do the business that comes to you. I call it crisis selling or crisis sales mode. We're only as good as our last sale. And if we don't have a full pipeline, that's a problem. That's going to be a problem when you come up for air and realize I don't have any business or anybody in the pipeline. So let me switch over. I really want you to think about, what do I have to do, right, to make 90 days to 100K, to do $100,000. It's not rocket science. One of the things I think happens, like, if you say to yourself, I will blank until blank happens, okay? That is, I will keep calling my entire sphere until I have 4 listing appointments. We don't result measure. We just say, oh, I did it. Nobody wanted to move, so I'll start again tomorrow. I want you to measure your success and be accountable to the results. What does that look like for you? Well, that means if you had a listing appointment goal for 4 listing appointments at any varying level of their desire to move, whether that's they want to move in the next 2 months or the next 2 years, you could get 4 appointments. You have to stop looking at the leads as not ready. So what if you just called everybody and focused on getting appointments? What does your day look like, right? What's your script strategy? How do you add value to get appointments? When people say, well, how many calls do I have to make to get 4 appointments? I don't know. I don't know how good you are when you're on the phone. Do you have a value-driven strategy that people want and are invited to meet with you? When I tell people I can save you time and money, you need me now, way before you're ready in 6 months. We can get a lot of the work done ahead of time. Take our time. I can start by, helping you with the home improvement list, staging the things you need to do that you don't even know you need to do. You've been living in a house for 11 years. How well do you get appointments, or do you just hope everybody says, yeah, I want to sell my house? See, we're really good with people who know what they're doing. There aren't enough people that know what they're doing all the time. You might have 2 or 3 people on your A list and a bunch of people that you're like, oh, sure, they're not good. They're 6 to 12 months out. They're not good leads. Those are exactly the leads I want you to call. And I want you to look at, if you could book your calendar and focus your success on the results, not the effort. I expect the effort anyway. We're operating at level 10. We're A-gaming. We're the best in the business. You're operating at a higher competitive advantage. So that I assume, right? So the next step is results are the key performance indicator. Did I get 4 appointments? No, but thankfully it's only 2 o'clock. I have a few more hours in the day. I can now sit here and I'm going to say it, grind it out and make more calls, right? I have people that say, well, I called 10 people and they don't want to do anything. Call 10 more people. You didn't call enough people. You got to keep going. You got to text people. I mean, there's so many ways to engage with people. But I will until is a mindset shift that says, I'm not done just because it's 5 o'clock or because my day is over. Like, what did I do at a high level that created results? If you measure results and then you give yourself an A or an O, outstanding, on results, then you did it. You book 4 listing appointments with people who are pre-listing appointment people that are just just thinking about selling. This isn't the appointment where they're going to sign. Although I call that the ultimate listing appointment. These are anything appointments. Hey, Caroline, we're talking about maybe selling your house. I'd like to stop by. I'm not coming to list it. I want you to give me a tour. That's a listing appointment. You can book 4 appointments a week. That's 16 appointments a month. You will list 8 of those. I did it. That's how you do it, right? So I will until. That is a mindset, behavioral, transformational breakthrough, I hope. I hope you're like, wow, I never looked at it that way. Wow, I'm just doing the business that comes to me. I know you are. And that's okay, I guess. If you're happy with it, I'm happy for you. If you're not happy with that, or you say, you know what, I could reach a higher potential. I could bring another $250,000 to $300,000 home. Why not? Again, not having to do it by working more, right? Let's have a better strategy. Let's go after it a little bit differently. You need to know exactly how many houses you need to sell, obviously, to make this happen. Now, I don't think any of you, if you shoot for 100K, you're used to making, maybe 10 grand a month, right? If I'm going to use the 10 grand because it's a 10K example. If you want to go from 10,000 a quarter, which is like $3,500 a month, to $100,000 in a quarter, you're going to do things differently to make that happen in 3 months. Sometimes we set these goals, 12 months. And we wonder why we don't achieve them because we've given ourselves so much time to achieve them. That's really not, it's really not good, right? That's not like I don't know, too long. We have no pressure. We don't have an urgency. We aren't really highly focused. We become really focused when we have a tighter time frame to achieve those things. So imagine if you had a plan for how many houses you're going to sell in a quarter, break that down into month, and then break that down into weekly, and then look at that on a daily basis. It's going to be a completely different booking plan, right? It's way different than what we're doing right now, which is winging it and hoping, right? And sort of not having an action plan. So those 3 things we get rid of by having an action plan and saying, I'm going to do these things. Now, I have what I believe, I showed this a minute ago, and I think if you look at having the 10X plan, having intentional focus, this is a little bit different slide, but you have to time block the money hours. If you do not have a daily routine of prospecting first, listing, focus on listing, and then working with buyers, right? If you PLS this, so I learned it. It was like, always be prospecting, always be closing, ABC, always be filling the pipeline. That we can't let the gas off of. But we spend time and energy on 3 to 4 people that we think want to do something right now. Hopefully they buy our list. You sell some things. You're like, oh, I have some sales. You spend the next 3 to 6 weeks closing all those deals, and you come up for air and you have to start over. Wouldn't you agree? To start over, sell a house, don't sell a house, sell a house, don't sell it. Make money, don't make money. Make money. That's why the roller coaster exists. And I see the roller coaster at every production level. You could be a $10 million agent right now, and you're on a roller coaster still. How do we create this? Just straight, consistent, predictable, and I love the word scalable income. So the one thing on your to-do list needs to be set appointments weekly. If you set appointments, the rest will take care of itself. And an agent from a company used to coach, she was on one of these calls and she wrote in and said, I finally just, after 22 to 23 years of being in the business, she said, I never focused on appointments. I waited for people to tell me they were ready. She said, I used your approach, Sherri. You said, I remember hearing Sherri says, get an appointment. Don't worry about their timeline. Just get an appointment. Focus on setting appointments. Your job is I'm an appointment setter for myself, right? For my success in my company. Like, you have to have appointments in the calendar. You have to. Okay, so set appointments on purpose. And then we're going to track and measure this. And we're going to look at the results of how many appointments I booked. And from those appointments, you will list houses. You will sell houses. You will have the best month and quarter ever. And we're just re-engineering this and working backwards, okay? I'm going to tell you this 12-week year rather, is the 12-week year. What if the year was 3 months? If a year consisted of 12 weeks, which is 90, like literally 90 days, which is 1 quarter, how could you get more done? Now, that's a great book. I love this concept. We're condensing, we're making decisions faster, we're increasing the activities, we're doing 10x activities at a 10x level that are going to create 10x results. By the way, I'm not about platitudes, I'm about action and results. So you want to make it happen, do more in less time. Do more in less time. Now I'm going to switch over. I want you to focus, like, again, if you doubled the number of appointments you had every day, you actually put more listing appointments on the calendar, more buyer consults. What would your week look like? What would your month look like? How many listings could you list, or will you list? Not could, but will. Do you have an action plan that's results oriented, or are you just kind of doing the crisis of the day? I don't know, right? But I know this. We don't have a plan. Now, in the forms I'm about to show you, okay, we're going to work on picking a couple of these. I'm happy to send these to you. You know, I know this. I could put 16 more forms in front of you, and if you don't do one of them, like, nothing's going to happen. So I need you to say, I like 2 of these forms. My first and foremost favorite one is this one right here, Lead Generation Action Plan, because it has everything on it. On the right-hand side, if you're in my company, or you sell houses with us, or you are in Catalyst with us, or if you are a coaching client, you know all of these things. Make 50 grand at your next open house, micro farm for listings, call and prospect expired listings. Like, you have to have a plan to make the 90,000 or the 90-day to 100,000 happen. So I'm going to show you, how do you work backwards to figure out how many houses you need to sell? But do you have a plan? If you don't have a plan, nothing's going to happen. Okay. How do you track everything? Do you look at one lead generation source, like open houses, and then use that? Like on this one right here, on the far right, this one is going to have, it's just on one prospecting tool. What did I do? What were the results? How many new people did I add to the pipeline? That's your plan. What activity did I do? I called expireds. I have 15 expireds. I got 4 appointments so far. Those are that's what I'm talking about. From the calls, I have 10 new leads. Oh, by the way, they're all buying a house from you too. That's actually 20 new transactions that just went onto the pipeline. If you looked at it like that, what does that do to your lens? What does that do to your wow? What does that do to your vision of I can 10x? I just had someone here, I don't know, 2 weeks ago on a call here. Cordell he said he did the Sherri Johnson open house. Okay. And what did he do? 7 new clients from using the strategy of the make 50 grand at your next open house. 7 new clients. And I said, hey, are they buying? He said, yes. I said, do they have a house to sell? He said, they do. I said, all of them? He said, all of them. There's 14 potential sales. He said, I'm getting them all. He also, I added up, it was average 450 sale price was 6.3 million or something crazy. At 3%, I think it was 2.5%. It's $157,000 in GCI. One lead strategy. Good results. Not just waving people as they leave the open house and say, thank you for coming. He secured appointments with those people. He put them into Goldmine Pipeline. He's now adding value. That's how you do this. It's not about like sending 350 postcards and hoping somebody responds. I mean, that's really passive. That's really passive, right? The fastest way to a yes is to text someone or call them or see them on the street and actually canvass neighborhoods and meet people and talk to them, right? Fastest way is to actually directly speak to someone. If you pick one of these, I'm going to share each one of them with you now, but if you pick one of these, please do it. Like actually put it into practice. I don't think we're doing that. I think we're just running around hoping that somebody says yes. And that doesn't work, guys. It just doesn't. You're going to sit around wondering when it's going to happen for you. Okay. And that's really no fun. So I want you to look at this average. If you are going to figure out how many houses you have to sell, you need to make, if you want to do this plan, it's $33,333 in revenue per month. That's going to add up to over $100,000. Now, it's super easy math when you figure out your average sale price, what you make per deal, and then work backwards. But this is the part we just kind of don't do, right? If you haven't done this before, you need to say, what is my average sale price? What's my average commission per deal? And if you are at, like a 400 or 450 average sale price, we'll do the math we'll do it on one of these is in here. So if you're at 750, right, you earn 22.5 in GCI. You need to close 1.5 sales per month. If you are at 300,000, you earn $9,000 at a 3% commission. If you're lower than 3%, please make that adjustment. But if you make $9,000 in GCI per deal, you need to close 4 transactions a month or a total of 12 for the quarter. And you'll make 108 grand. Right? This is not hard. It's actually pretty easy. Okay. So just define the goal, figure out what you make, divide by, the actual, like 100 grand divided by 10, I need 10 deals. So if I make $10,000 a deal, I need 10 deals to close to make 100,000. Obviously the easiest example we can come up with. From that, we now know that if I need 12 transactions, then each month I'm going to need 4 closed units. 4 in October, 4 in November, 4 in December. Okay. Now, once you have established that, then I need you to write this down. Fill out the Goldmine pipeline. If you've not done the Goldmine pipeline before, I will give you a QR code. Actually, Liz can drop it in the chat. The the link for the Goldmine pipeline to download the pipeline so that you can map out all of the potential business you have. When you have the Goldmine pipeline in your hand and you look at this goal here and this new plan that you want to do, it's a lot easier to say, oh, I can do this because I actually have it sitting on a piece of paper. I have the potential business right here. Okay. So, if we want Goldmine pipeline filled out, if we want to actually have, right, if you want to have a full pipeline, you want to make $100,000, I just need you to fill out my pipeline. You fill out pipeline, your head's going to be like, this is unbelievable. Literally, I see people's eyes explode of, it's unreal. Okay. So I'm putting in here, Liz will drop in the Goldmine pipeline in the chat in a moment, but I want you to look at, what do I need to do at a 10x level to get results that are going to meteoric growth. Okay, so Caroline, I've met you. Betty, Fernandez, great to see you. And I recognize a lot of these agents' names. It's so great. So Caroline, think about it. What do I have to do to double or triple? I don't know what you're currently doing every month. But if this means I need to do 3 more units than I'm doing now, simple. I need to put more people on the gold mine pipeline. What we don't do is we aren't hyper obsessed with the pipeline. An agent that I have who, I think, does somebody have a question? Hold on. Is there a question or no? If you have a question, drop it in the chat for me. So somebody's hand going. If you have a question, throw it in the chat. I'm going to keep my chat open. When you look at what do I have to do to add 3 more sales or 3 more listings, it's not hard. You're already doing a great job, right? We just have to scale. How do you scale? With a plan. With a plan that you execute on every day. On the left-hand side, top priorities to execute. If this is customer service, it does not go on this list. If you're talking about follow-up with existing clients, does not go here. As a matter of fact, the only things that go on this 90 days to 100K are sales related. It's going to get you a new listing, an appointment, new buyer, you're negotiating, whatever. Okay. You have to make it happen. Now, this dollar producing activities, what am I doing? Am I launching a new listing? Am I leveraging that listing to get more sales from it? If not, you need a better plan. Our strategy is to launch new listings, create 3 to 5 more sales for every listing. That's not maybe, it's actual. So, do you have a strategy? And put it on paper here, right? The dollar producing activities for this week, outbound calls. I love this, right? Boom, boom, boom. Who did I call? Check, check, star. If I reach somebody, a real big star if you have an appointment. The follow-up category. This is where you have to have a plan for what you're going to do with each of these leads, right? Every opportunity should be a plan. What do I do next to follow up with those people? It takes 80% of the time, it takes 5 contacts with somebody to get a yes. 49% of the time, we give up after the first contact. That's not really good, right? So have a follow-up plan. This is a really great starter sheet, and it works really well to get you to stay focused on these are the things I'm going to do this week. This one I love because it has I will until in the center, and you can say, I will make calls until I have X number of listing appointments. If you're putting 1 listing appointment on here for the week, like that's not going to happen. I was in a session with a team, and this guy who was the team leader, I had the whole team say how many listing appointments they were going to get every week, what their goal was. And, people were shouting out 4, 6, I'm going to go on 6 listing appointments a week. This team leader named Michael yelled out and said, I want 5 a day. Think about what I just said. 5 a day. It's no wonder they're selling 300 plus houses a year. The team leader sets the tone. Like, now, you might say, I want to go on 2 appointments a day. I like that, right? What does that mean? Well, I'm going to go on a listing appointment and a buyer consult every day for the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever. Our goals are not very high. That's why our results are not very high. So look on the right-hand side, number of listing appointments this week. It says 3. You can make it 4. You don't have to do 3. I want you to do more. Doing more creates more opportunities. Everyone goes on the Gold Mine Pipeline. We did put it in the chat, so you can download it. I just saw a bunch of download it right now. Download the Gold Mine Pipeline. If you haven't done it yet, it'll go right into your inbox. Check your spam folder just in case. This little ebook that comes with it to explain it. And then we have a Gold Mine Pipeline challenge next week. We'll put actually, Liz, you can go ahead and drop the Gold Mine Pipeline challenge in the chat right now while I'm talking. Here's the key: time blocking the week for success. If you are not time blocking the money hours, you don't have any money hours, right? And I don't mean money like I'm materialistic. I mean, are you making money? Are you going to thank your future self for putting in appointments next week. If you have not thought that way, please start thinking that way. Say, you know what? I don't have any appointments in my calendar right now. Time block the week. I'm going on appointments. I want 3 to 4 appointments this week. This is when I'm making my calls. Like your entire day, your life depends on having a plan and executing on it. That's it. Sales, 80% of your day and 80% of your week should be on creating new opportunities for yourself. Not the other way around. We barely do 20%, for being honest, okay? This sheet is my favorite. I said it earlier. The reason I love this is if you're in coaching with me, or your company pays for the academy, or you're in you're in Catalyst with us, this is going to help you. On the right-hand side, it's the success checklist. Did I time block my success for the week? Or am I playing defense all day? What does it look like to play defense? Well, you're running around doing the crisis of the moment, the crisis of the hour. Yes, you're agile and you can pivot well and you're flexible. I get it. We start our day and we don't know an offer's coming in at 3 o'clock until when it comes in at noon, or it comes in at 3, and now we have an appointment we didn't have at 9 a.m. when you started your day. I get that, all of it. What I don't get is why you don't time block your success. I make certain calls on Mondays and Tuesdays and other calls on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's it. I strategically used to call expireds on Monday morning. Why? Because they just had another failed weekend. I'm sorry, for sale by owners, I call on Monday mornings, right? Because they just had another failed weekend of not selling their house. Now, for sale by owners are coming back. I have clients everywhere calling for sale by owners. I find that really interesting. They've been gone for a while. Think about this. Why would I call them on Monday? Well, strategically, I would say, hey, I hope you sold the house. Did the house sell, Mike? Hey, did you sell it? I'm all excited. Did you sell the house? Did it happen this weekend? I was thinking about you. And they say inevitably, no, it didn't sell. And then I say, oh, not again, right? Not again. Not another week. Oh my gosh, you must be frustrated. I'm really sorry. Not sorry. I mean, I am sorry it didn't sell. I mean that, but what did they think, right? It's hard to sell by owner. Would this be a good week for us to get together? See how strategic that was? I'm calling purposefully the day after it didn't sell, or Sunday afternoon. Adding value. So look at this and say, did I time block the sales week? Did I time block the week to make my goals happen? I just have this book, and I'm not usually like a proppy person where I tell you to go buy something. This 100-day goal journal was a gift to me by one of the executives at a company that I was doing coaching for and still do. And I saw it on my desk here earlier, and I thought, why have I not used this thing? So I just broke this out. I ordered 2 more. It's based on one goal. The whole book is based on one goal. One goal, 100 days. Okay. Now I know my program is 90 days to 100K, but what if you did this one thing every day? You tracked it. It has day 1, day 2. I love this. This is going to help you reach these numbers. Now, I've had people say, I already make 100,000 in a quarter. Okay. They want to make another 100. Like wherever you are right now is just a starting point. You got to have results. Look at this checklist. Focus on results. Oh, that's right. I can't just say I worked 3 hours today or whatever, 8 hours. Right? I have to say, did I get results? If you didn't get results, we need a new plan. We need a strategy. Right? Securing appointments. Every day is 0, right? We start over every day. Doesn't matter that I had 5 sales last month. I need to know where the next 5 are coming from, the next 5 listings, the next 5 sales. Top lead gen strategies this week. I just went over a couple of these. What am I going to do to make my future self really happy? That's what this boils down to. You have a lot of things on this list. You don't have to do all of them. You just have to do a couple of them really well. On the left-hand side, new pipeline leads. These are new additions. Every week we coach teams and we coach agents and we say, how many people did you add to the pipeline in the last 3 days, in the last week? Right? I love this. People say, well, I added another 6.2 million. All right. I added another 14 people. I just added another 5 people since I spoke to you last. Are you focused on adding people to the pipeline? A full pipeline creates 10x results. Not half a pipeline, right? Not maybe some people. It's really going to be based on what you do to make these things happen. Now, these sheets are great. I don't recommend using all of them, but some people really like the daily mapping out of what you're going to do. On certain days of the week, you do certain things for prospecting. You can put these things in here and you can do them, okay? And what I like about this one is, a little tracker here to track what you're doing 7 days. If you're doing something daily, maybe you're going to do the 20-minute tech sprint, right? It's right here, 20-minute tech sprint. And you want to do it every day. You can track that right here. This one is one I brought up a few minutes ago. This is going to just focus on one prospecting tool, just open houses, just 20-minute tech sprint. I have a client who made 5 sales, 5 contracts, sending out 35 texts. You might want to do it, right? I said to her, what did you say? She said, we said what you told us to say. Super, super successful. 5 contracts, 2 listings, and 3 buyers. So right here, new calls and results. How many new people did I put on the pipeline? What is the commitment I'm making to myself about I will until? Right? Up here, appointment goal. What did I actually achieve? How can you use this document to drive more success? And then the one I like this one too. All your actions. Maybe put the 20-minute tech sprint in here, right? Door knocking or canvassing a neighborhood. I think that sounds better. I'm not necessarily going to knock on the doors, but if I go out on a Saturday, you go out on a Saturday with a dog, you're going to meet people. It's inevitable. Circle the days you're going to do it for that event, right? You don't have to do it every single day. Some things you're going to do every day. If I'm going to make, if I need to have 4 appointments in my calendar, that's an action item I have to do every day until I've achieved the goal. And by the way, once you have achieved that goal, once you've actually achieved that goal, I want you, once you've achieved the goal, I want you to make 5 to 10 more calls. Also, if you have a sale, you just sold a house, you just got hired, someone just said, yes, we're going to use you. We want to use you. I want you to make 5 to 10 more calls right then too. One of my sales mentors did that with me, and he said, Sherri, are you celebrating? And I said, yes. I had just put a sale together. I was like 23 years old. I was selling printing, and I was running around the office celebrating. And he said, stop celebrating now and go make 10 more calls right now. And I was like, okay. And you know what he said to me? You're hot. You're on fire. Your confidence is high, right? Your enthusiasm is high. You just sold the deal. You just got awarded a contract. So go make 10 more calls because you're at the top of your game. So over to the right under action items, I want you to write down when I sell a house, when I get hired to list a house, when someone says yes to make an appointment or whatever, make 5 to 10 more calls. You will thank me. You will thank me. It really works. It's just about leveraging that energy you have. I mean, think about how great you feel when you put a house under contract. You get off, you're like, yes, right? You're like, this is happening. And I help these people buy their house, sell their house, whatever. Right now, I remember calling people and saying, hey, I just had a sale. I'm so excited. How are you? Great. Just closed another house. Oh, of course you did. Well, no, not really, but yes, that's exciting. So I wanted to talk to you about, getting your house on the market. How's the business? Oh, I just closed the sale this morning, actually. Right? I don't call them and say, hey, I just sold a house. I want to call you. But you weave it in and you're successful, and your success will breed more success. Your success is contagious within yourself, and it will bring about more success. All right. So the 3-day challenge, this is something you don't want to miss. I'm doing this next week. It is October 8, 9, and 10. It's 2 hours a day. This is an opportunity. It's probably a $2,500 package deal. I'm selling it and giving you a ticket for $97 for 3 days. Register for this. The link is in the chat. Some of you are already on it, and I see your names. And if you have not done the Gold Mine Pipeline, I'm personally going to walk you through step by step how to maximize and build a $15 million pipeline. If you are already doing 15 million, we're going to add another 15 million to your pipeline or more. So it doesn't matter if you're a new agent or you're a seasoned pro or a team leader. In fact, all three of those, seasoned pro, team leader, new agent, you will love the Gold Mine Pipeline. I'm going to literally take you through. VIP admission is $97. It gets you a couple extra perks, one of which is the 10-day access to the recordings. And you'll also have a Q&A session with me on the last day. So the time on this is 12 noon to 2 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, October 8, 9, and 10. And on that third day, right after the 2 p.m. ending of the Gold Mine Pipeline Challenge, on day 3, I will have an extra hour of Q&A for you to talk to me, ask me questions, get coached, if you will, right? So if you haven't signed up for this yet, the seats are going quickly. Go ahead and click on this link. It's $97. You also get a digital copy of the pipeline, which is going to automatically calculate it for you. It's nice. It's fabulous. Actually, it's literally 29 years of perfecting the Gold Mine Pipeline. It's now available for you. I'm going to walk you through step by step how to fill it, how to appropriately. It always surprises me how much business you don't even realize you have. I'm going to help you unlock the 15 million. You have $10 to $15 million already. It's sitting in your database. It's sitting in your phone. It's available. You just have never looked at leads the right way. And you're, again, in the crisis selling mode. So let's get you signed up right now. You can sign up. The $57 ticket is general admission. And that ticket is going to give you the 3 days of the Sherri Johnson Gold Mine Pipeline Challenge to actually walk you through your pipeline. It's also going to give you a 24-hour playback. And in my opinion, right, I'd spend this $97 and just get the VIP ticket, of course, for 6 hours of coaching. It's a pretty good deal. It's a pretty good deal. So if you have not signed up, go ahead and do that now. This will be available. If you're like, oh, I'm not available on October 8, 9, and 10, or you can do, all but one day, you can watch the playback. So go ahead and do it now. Don't wait for the one to come out in November. I would sign up for the October session and sign up. If you're already a Sherri Johnson coaching client, of course you have a coupon code to do this. We emailed that to you. But if you're not in coaching, you haven't done the pipeline, or you've done the pipeline and you need a refresher, or you just want to add another $10 to $15 million, I promise you this will be a literal springboard for not only the fourth quarter, but for you to have wild success in the first quarter in January so that you're profitable. You have actual sales coming in. At the beginning of the session, I said, write down the number that you want to make in January. What is that number, right? You do this 3-day challenge with me and you will hit that number. You will hit that number. You will actually soar. So any questions? Anybody have a question about this 3-day challenge? Anybody looking to do the 3-day challenge? You owe it to yourself. Again, it's next week. I'm going to walk you through the exact steps I use when I coach agents on how to maximize your CRM, the leads that you already have, and putting them down on paper. This will be a revolutionizing way for you to make 100K in the next 90 days. So sign up for this. We'll send this to you in a link. If you are serious about your business, you will not want to miss this. I only have a few spots left. And we want you to win in the fourth quarter. We also want you to win in the first quarter of 2026. So please take advantage of this. Again, it's $97. I think we spend $97 on a lot of things that don't bring you a $15 million pipeline, right? So again, this is a super way to catapult you into not only making the next 100,000 that you're going to make, but getting a 15 million plus pipeline in place. So let's recap. I want you to look at what is in your pipeline. If you haven't done the pipeline, you want to download the original copy with the ebook. It's one thing to get the ebook, but to be coached on it is a whole different experience. We have some people on the call right now that I know, they did the coaching, and instead of, realizing they did not have another $6 to $9 million accounted for in their pipeline. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing if you think about it. So being coached on this is way different than just getting the copy emailed to you, which is great. But when I coach agents on it, I actually walk you through exactly the exact methodology of what works and what will work for you. So hope to see you on the 3-day challenge next week. You can sign up today and we will get you launched and started. And I will see you next week. We will not have a Catalyst call because we will be doing the Goldmine Pipeline 3-day challenge during this time slot. But I hope to see you on the Goldmine Pipeline Challenge. If not, see you again on our weekly call for Catalyst. Again, sign up. It's $97. It's going to change your life. And I hope to see you there. We'll help you launch your pipeline. We'll find that 15 million that I know is unlocked, able to be unlocked. You just don't know how to look at it yet. So I'll see you then. If you have any questions, I'll stay on for a minute. I think we're good. I'm looking at the time and we are just over the 2 o'clock mark. So if we're good, I will see all of you at the 3-day Goldmine Pipeline Challenge next week. Thanks, everybody. Take care.